So continuation for the video blog earlier. I have this ability to influence people very powerfully. If I feel a certain way, people will feel that feeling too, and they will act based on it, based on that feeling. So, for example, if I feel insecure of myself, the people around me, my environment, they will feel insecure too because of me. Therefore, they will act according to it, according to that feeling. If I feel very confident, if I feel very good of my skin, if I feel very comfortable of myself, the people around me, my environment will feel at ease, will feel that they are safe because they have a man around them that is comfortable with himself, can probably fight when danger comes, can probably provide and have good resources. Therefore, they will feel comfortable. They will feel confident too. They will feel safe. And therefore, they will act based on that feeling. That is why I am now distancing myself from people first. Because I can't seem to figure a way to be comfortable with myself all the time. However, I know that some of you might say that you can't be comfortable with yourself all the time. You can feel comfortable all the time. You can feel good every time. You can bring a feeling of safety around people all the time. Well, that's not the case because back then, when I was much younger, when I was much more ignorant, when I was more childish, when I was more vague, when I was more a fool, I can feel very confident, very goofy, very respectable, very very aloof. I can feel very confident. I am very comfortable on my skin. Therefore, the people around me, they feel good. And I have noticed this to myself for the past years, but I just have studied it recently. I opened my Facebook account from years ago, from 8 to 10 years ago. I saw my conversations with people. I saw the way I conversed with people, how I made interaction with them, how I interacted with people above me, older than me, younger than me, women, people I don't know, people that are strangers to me. And I found very common behavioral patterns. So what are they? The behaviors and things that I did back then to make me feel comfortable with myself or safe or non-judgmental, very secure of myself is to open them up with any of my interest. To make the things that we talk about the things that I like. For example, if I have been playing Pokemon for a while, if I have been playing video games for a while, I will hit them with a conversation starter of, "Hey, do you play games? What do you play? Do you play Pokemon? Wow, that's great. What level are you on? Do you spend money on it?" And things like that. So basically, I will carry the conversation based on the things that interests me. And I will apply a very specific rule. A rule that I learn very well now. And that is making people talk about themselves. So most of most people don't know how to start conversations, don't know how to interact with people. Why? Because all of their lives they have been sheltered. They were told that going outside is very dangerous. You can meet people that will kill you, abduct you, kidnap you, steal your organs, rape you, and basically they have instilled fear on their minds, on their hearts. They have categorized people who live outside as very dangerous, and they are not to be mingled with. So what happens is that the child locks himself up in the house, in the home, limiting himself from the possibilities, endless possibilities of fun, adventure, and excitement of the outside world. So, what do they learn inside the house? Well, they learn to be obedient because most parents are fucked up. Because most parents don't even know what they are doing too, and most of them too are working. So to avoid their responsibility as parents, they will lock you inside your home, give you a fucking gadget or any toy, and then make you play with it. Basically, you play with yourself. You imagine scenarios in your head that you are playing with someone when in reality you don't. So what does that do? Well, it makes you feel alone, makes you feel lonely, because as humans we are very social animals, and for years we have all participated in the tribe, we have all participated in hunting groups, we have gathered together, we have slaughtered together, we have done things in groups. And now, because of irresponsible people, because of how your parents too were raised, they don't know how to raise a child. So what do? They lock you up inside the home, makes you live in a virtual world rather than the real world. So instead of learning how to interact with people who have real experiences, you witness things very secondhand. You witness things through articles, you witness things through second-hand resources, through second-hand informations, like hearsay, rumors, false news. So, it all adds up. And then years later, when you finally hit puberty, you realize that there are things outside the house that is way more fun than just sitting, eating, and then playing with games on your cell phone, such as women, boys playing sports, playing tag, uh, insulting each other, competing for something. Once you grow up, you will find new things that are very novel to you. And then because You have no experience on things or whatsoever. You have only experience inside the house or inside your virtual reality, which is your cell phone. You can make relationships with people. So, what do? The patterns that you have created with yourself inside the home is what you apply outside the home, which is uh, you you will have a hard time. Basically, you will have a hard time conversing with people who have been in the real world for a long time. Not because not because of the differences you both have lived by, but because they experience real threats, real dangers, real life lessons. They have to experience them themselves. They have to go through thick and thin fire just to learn those lessons. While you can search them on YouTube. You can find testimonials from other men, which is not bad, but the worst thing that you can do with a friend is to make them feel inferior. I know that from experience. Um, who likes feeling small? No one, right? And because you have lived in a world where information is very easy to access, the people you have interacted with that are living and have lived in the real life will feel envious towards you because you can avoid the other men's mistakes because information is very accessible. So what will happen? People will envy you. You will be alone a lot more, and you will have a hard time going far in life because as you grow older, you realize that yes, you can do things all by yourself, but it is not that very good compared to when you have allies, when you have friends that you can trust, and that's the importance of having a relationship with people. Is that you can have brothers, you can have people that you can call in times of distress, in times of need. So yeah, as early as possible, I'm telling you, learn how to be proud of other people's achievements. Celebrate their wins because it's not them competing with you, it's them competing with themselves in their own path, in their own lane, with their own obstacles and challenges, which are very different from you. That's why you have no reason to compete with them. As brothers, you can share resources, you can share food, you can share women. In a tribe, of course, there will be leaders. However, leaders and members have very different roles in the tribe. A leader leads, and tribesmen are given very specific roles, very specific tasks. For example, a blacksmith, a farmer, and in a sense that is a very noble roles and very different roles to have. A tribe would not have food if there were no butchers, if there were no farmers, and a tribe cannot go anywhere without a leader. So if you think of it, every role is important, and there's no need to feel envy, there's no need to feel jealous, because at the end of the day, You cannot work without the other. You cannot function without the other. You cannot go far. You cannot conquer without the other. So there's no need to feel envious. Do your job as best as you can, and others will do their jobs as best as they can. If you need help, don't be afraid to ask. Do not reinvent the wheel because one can do things better, a lot better than you. Ask them for help, ask professionals for help. So, yeah, do not feel envious. It's okay to feel very competitive about your achievements because that's what makes us men, competition. However, celebrate other people's wins, and don't feel envious of them. Be happy when they're happy so that they could be happy when you're happy too. Do to others what you want others to do to you, and do not do others what you don't want them to do to you. It's that simple. So that's all that I will talk about it today. I have expressed a little bit. My chest have released some weight on it, and then I'm out.